So, Salesforce just dropped a bombshell at their Dreamforce conference. It's their biggest AI announcement of the year. And get this, they're not just talking about another tool. No, they're talking about creating a whole new kind of employee, the digital worker. So let's dive in and unpack what this thing, Agentforce 360, really means for the future of how we all get work done. So what's the big idea here? Well, Salesforce is painting a picture of a future where AI isn't just your little assistant, but a genuine teammate. We are talking about a fundamental shift in how we think about productivity, about growth, and maybe even the very structure of our companies. And look, this isn't some high-in-the-sky abstract concept. This is about solving a very real, very common problem that businesses face every single day. I mean, this quote from Salesforce's Chief Engineering Officer, Srini Tallapragada, just nails it. Think about it. Even a behemoth like Salesforce can't afford to chase down every single lead. The cost is just way too high. Okay, so what happened when they pointed their own technology at that exact problem? 0. That is the number of leads they've left on the table since they deployed their AI sales agent internally. Just let that sink in for a second. Not a single one left behind. It's an absolutely powerful demonstration of what's possible here. And this is so much bigger than just following up on sales leads. What we're really talking about here is a whole new labor model. Salesforce is pitching a full-on digital workforce that can handle all the repetitive, mundane tasks, which, in theory, frees us humans up to focus on the complex, creative, strategic work that actually matters. And they are not just talking a big game. They've been using this stuff on themselves, and the numbers are, well, they're pretty staggering. Just look at this. We're talking 8 million support conversations handled by AI in 7 different languages, a 15% jump in their marketing pipeline, 24/7 support in over 100 of their facilities. This isn't just one team seeing results. This is a company-wide transformation. Okay, so that's the what, that's the promise. But what about the how? How does all of this actually work? Let's pop the hood and take a look at the engine that's driving all this, Agentforce 360. And you have to appreciate the speed of development here. I mean, look at this timeline. In just 1 year, Salesforce has pushed out 4 major releases. Each one adds critical new features. They are moving at an absolute lightning pace, and it's all culminated in this big, unified platform. So, what is Agentforce 360, really? The best way to think about it is like the ultimate toolkit, or maybe the factory floor, for building and managing your own AI workforce. It's the connective tissue that links your AI agents to the right data and, crucially, to the right people so they can actually get things done. So Salesforce has built this on 4 main pillars, and it's actually pretty easy to understand when you break it down. First, you've got the platform itself. Those are the tools for building the agents. Then you have Data 360, which is absolutely key. It pulls all your customer data together to give the AI context. Customer 360 is what actually plugs these agents into your business processes. And then the 4th pillar, Slack. That's the command center where humans and AI all come together. Okay, fine. It works great for Salesforce. But what about everyone else, right? That's always the real test. Can their customers actually get these same kinds of results? Well, let's take a look at some real-world examples. You have got to see this. 90% during tax week. I mean, can you imagine a more stressful, chaotic time for an accounting firm? And 1-800-Accountant managed a 90% case deflection rate. That means their AI agent handled 9 out of every 10 customer issues, freeing up their human experts to deal with the really gnarly, complex cases. That is a game changer. And it's not just for one specific industry either. Look at the range here. You've got retail with Under Armour doubling customer satisfaction. You've got finance with PenFed saving $2 million. Telecom, tech, it's all over the map. This platform is clearly super adaptable to all sorts of different business needs. Now, of those 4 pillars we just talked about, one of them is the real big bet here for Salesforce. It's the one that stands out. And that is the absolutely central role of Slack in this new world of work. And this is the grand vision. Salesforce is trying to fundamentally change how we think about Slack. It's not just for DMs and channels anymore. They want it to be the command center for your entire company. The single interface where humans and AI agents work side by side, where data flows freely, and where work actually happens. It's a really bold vision. And make no mistake, this is a direct shot at the competition, especially Microsoft Teams. Salesforce is drawing a line in the sand. They're basically saying, while our competitors are focused on being a place where video calls, Slack is becoming the place where you get your work done, connecting people, agents, apps, the whole shebang. And if you want to know just how big of a deal this is to them, listen to this quote from Salesforce co-founder Parker Harris. For those who remember their old chatter, this is like the original dream, finally coming true. But, as he says, on steroids. It just shows you how all in they are on Slack as their strategic centerpiece. All right, let's zoom out for a second and look at the bigger picture. Because as huge as this Salesforce announcement is, it's actually just one part of a much, much larger trend. We are right in the middle of a massive race that's happening across the entire tech industry. And here's the challenge that basically everyone is trying to solve. Companies all over the world have been pouring money into AI pilots and experiments, but so many of them are struggling to get from a cool demo to something that actually delivers real business value, at scale. And hey, don't just take my word for it. Gartner, the big research firm, put a really stark number on this problem. They're predicting that by 2027, over 40% of these kinds of AI agent projects will just be scrapped. They'll be abandoned. Why? It's the rising costs, the fuzzy ROI, and a real lack of risk controls. So how is the industry responding to this massive failure rate? Well, with a major pivot. Instead of all these fragmented tools and one-off projects, the big players are all saying, no, what you need is a single, unified, centralized platform. The whole goal is to make it way easier to build, govern, and deploy AI in a way that's actually tied to the business. And you can see right here, Salesforce is not alone. This is a race. You've got Google pushing Gemini Enterprise as the single front door for AI. You've got AWS centralizing its tools with QuickSuite. Every company has a slightly different flavor, but they're all racing toward the same finish line, to become the go-to platform for building this new kind of agentic enterprise. And that brings us to the biggest question of all, doesn't it? This isn't science fiction anymore. This tech is here, and it's being rolled out right now. So as these intelligent digital workers start to join our teams, the real question we all need to start asking is, how do our jobs, our skills, and our day-to-day work need to change so we can work with them effectively? That's a question that's going to shape the future of work for every single one of us.